cleaned out my pantry, and this is what I created. A 1-skillet breakfast. Doesn't get any easier than this. Oh, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a good night, a good rest. But if you're like me, I woke up hungry. And I also woke up, looked in my fridge, and realized, you know what? I have a lot of leftover ingredients. What better thing to do than to clean out your pantry and create a delicious meal? That's what you and I are going to do today. We are going to create a 1-skillet breakfast. Let's get started. It is going to be fun to clean out the pantry and cook. Why isn't it? Look at your different ingredients. You might have something different than I do, but you throw it in a pan, you cook it up, you fry it up. It's going to be delicious, right? And yeah, you see this? It is, you are seeing correctly, canned ham. Every once in a while, I get a hankering for it. Can never eat a whole can at one time though, because it is a salt bomb. Little bit here, little bit there, end up with leftovers. Got a couple of Yukon Gold potatoes as well. They've already been washed and dried. I'm just gonna cut off the exteriors. A little bit of skin never hurt in a hash. You can cut them as big or as small as you like. You know, it's your preference. I like just little bite-sized pieces because they crisp up on all sides. They are not cooperating. There we go. My word. All right, let's cut up this other one here. Go ahead and get our skillet going. Now, you don't want to cook it too high because you want to make sure that everything cooks through without burning. So we're going to go to about a medium. Yeah, about a medium. If it starts to cook too fast, always turn it down. And if you're like me, I am learning to love avocado oil. So we are going to use some avocado oil and butter because butter adds flavor and a richness to any dish, right? Once we get that melted down, we're gonna add the potatoes in, and then we're gonna move on to some other ingredients. These are the ingredients that I have. These are my leftovers. I'm just giving you the keys to drive. Whatever you have in your fridge, throw it in there. You can't go wrong. I did have some leftover bacon, but I opted to go with the canned ham. Bacon you can do so much more with. You can make a BLT, you can put it on a burger. To me, bacon's not really a leftover, it's an ingredient. I'm gonna kind of spread those out so that you try to cover the surface area. You don't want any piggybackers. You get a piggybacker, it's not gonna brown. Moving on to the Spam. Now, one thing with Spam, you wanna make sure and get it going, it's pre-cooked. First of all, in case you don't know, oh, and I shouldn't call it Spam, sorry, not a sponsor, canned ham. It is pre-cooked, but it definitely is better crispy. Who doesn't love a good canned ham? I don't know what ingredient a hash doesn't work for. I don't think you can go wrong with a hash. Now, because there is a lot of salt in that canned ham, I am not going to add any extra salt to this fresh ground pepper. Let's add some of that, because why not? And at the end, you can always taste it, and if you need a little bit more, add a little bit more. If you want a little bit less, don't add so much. And as I was cleaning out my pantry again, I start looking at my spices, and I have this little bit of smoky paprika left. Not much, but you know what? Let's use it. Smoky paprika. I think some people call it Hungarian paprika, Hungarian paprika. Anyway, it's all the same thing. It's a smoky paprika. We're just gonna put a little bit in there because a little bit of this does go a long way. This is just going to add a little bit more of a smoky essence to that dish. Oh, I think it's coming along beautifully. Now that you've got that going, let's go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients because we do want them to cook down as well, because raw red onion is just a kick in the face. So you want to make sure to get that cooked down as well. And we'll use it all. Why not? Next, we've got our peppers. We've got orange peppers and we've got little mini sweet peppers under there as well. Let's add that. Now, mushrooms, I've got some really nice, just some cremini mushrooms here. I don't want to add those in quite yet because they do tend to mush up a little bit quicker than the other ingredients you've got going. I've also got garlic paste. So let's go ahead and just bloop that in there and see how well that works, right? I don't know why, but lately my blooping's been blooping perfectly. We're just gonna kind of break it up a little bit. Now this is a garlic paste. You can use fresh garlic if you want. You can use minced garlic that comes in a jar if you want. It's completely your choice. Or the choice of whatever leftover you have in that refrigerator. Oh, once you smell it, you know it's good to go, and we're gonna mix that all in there. Once you get this all mixed in, we're gonna poke at a potato. When the potatoes get to a point where it's like just starting to soften, that's when we're gonna go ahead and add in our mushrooms. It smells so heavenly. Oh yeah, see? Just starting to get knife tender. We're gonna drizzle those mushrooms right across the top, minus the ones that jump out. Then we're gonna take a lid, just like that. We're gonna let this simmer for about 10 minutes. Then we're gonna come back and take a look at it. Oh, by the way, I'm Annie of Annie's Smoking Pot. For some reason, we have become such a family that I keep forgetting in my last couple of episodes to tell you who I am. If you're new, you don't know who I am. Who is this crazy woman that's talking? Never told me her name. Is she Annie? Is Annie, a little squirrel in her pocket? Who knows? I am Annie, and this is my smoking pot. It has been about 10 minutes. We're gonna take that lid off of there because now, the reason for the lid, in case I didn't say that before, is it helps to soften the potatoes, the peppers, the onions. Now, wanna give it a good stir because now the crisping's gonna start. Oh, and it actually has started a little bit already, as you can see. Oh, these are looking fabulous. Can you see that? Oh, now I am gonna kind of poke at a potato again. You wanna make sure. Oh, it's perfect. I don't know how else to say that. It is perfect. So now the magic. So I have got just some leftover Monterey Jack cheese. I think that's beautiful right there. What? Am I being cheese stingy? Is that what you said? I am being cheese stingy. But and as he said, he's not the cook, but he's the eater, right? So you know what? Let's more cheese it. Let's just cheese it up, because can you go wrong with cheese? Yes, if you're lactose intolerant. If you're not lactose intolerant, you can't go wrong with cheese, right? No. Now the fun part, the egg. We are going to create just a tiny little pocket, just like that. Not all the way down to the pan because I don't want the bottom to burn. So we're just gonna create little pockets like that. And again, put as many eggs in there as you want. It's just my husband and I, so 1 egg each, I think is plenty. I'm gonna crack the egg into the bowl. If you crack it directly into the skillet, you get an eggshell in there, well, somebody's getting a happy little surprise because that eggshell's gone. It's gone. Crack it. Oh, there we go. Now I got it. Bloop, like that. Then you pour it in there. Oh, don't break that yolk, because that yolk is what's going to add that extra level of delicious. You want to try to keep the yolk soft, because when you eat it, you're going to break into it, and that yolk is just going to ooze, is the only way to describe it. Ooze out over that amazing hash that we just created. Make sure those whites are cooked thoroughly though. So I'm gonna turn it down even more to about a low heat. I don't want my yolks to cook quickly because I would like that ooey gooiness, but I'm gonna put the lid on it, create a little bit of steam to help those whites cook. These eggs are cooking up beautifully. Now, it is completely your choice. If you don't like that runny yolk, don't worry about the runny yolk. Go ahead and cook it through to where it's more of a fried egg. That's your choice. You can also beat the eggs in a bowl and scramble them like you would do with like a fried rice. Move your hash out of the way, put the egg in there, start to scramble it, and then mix it all together. You really can't go wrong with a 1 skillet hash. However you like it, it might not be pretty at the end. If it doesn't work out, I might break those eggs up and just toss them in there. You never know how it's going to work. It's gonna be tasty either way. Be sure to like this video if you are enjoying this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much for joining the Annie Smoking Pot family. It's always appreciated. Always, always, always appreciated. You know what? It looks like we've got 1 egg cooking a lot faster than the other. So let's just kind of turn this around. And you know what that means, don't you? The one that's cooking a little bit more of a harder yolk, that's going to my man. Me, I like that runny yolk. He's on the fence about it still. Not 100% sure if he likes that runny yolk. Dipping his toast in it, loves it. Mixing it into food, not so much. go ahead, shut this off. Let's dish up and see what we've got going. Oh boy, howdy. Oh, look at that. As always, I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing. Yes, there's that word again. Oh, I think I'm gonna, oh, please don't break my yolk. Oh, look at that. I didn't, I made it. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? That is that drippy, cheesy tweel, if you will. Oh, right there. If you've got leftover fresh herbs, you know, if you've got some parsley, some basil, any kind of fresh herbs, add some fresh herbs to that. You can't go wrong. Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful, ooey, gooey goodness. Oh, I gotta try a bite. Oh. Ooh, it's hot. You know what? There's nothing really to say. That is so good. That smoky paprika. I suggest if you have it, use it. It gives such a flavor. If you don't, regular paprika. But then what I would do is maybe add a little bit of onion powder, onion salt, something like that to add another level of flavor. But that yolk is cooked perfect. The white is perfect. The potatoes are soft, tender. You don't even have to chew them really. You can just mush them. But that cheese created that crust almost on there. And the onions, the peppers, all of it. It's delicious. There's nothing else I can say, but make it. Make it. Clean out your pantry. Clean out your pantry. Create a 1 skillet dish. And you're good to go. Just like that. Thanks for watching as always. Till next time. Bye.